Greetings from Lake Corpus Christi. I'm out here in Texas still, and today's video, I want to make this an update video. I'm calling it an update video because, well, I want to pick up where I left off in the last video, where I was dealing with a little bit of cold weather, and so actually this will be my first update video for season 2. So it's been almost 1 year. I'm not going to celebrate yet, but almost 1 year on the road. And so I'm over here at Lake Corpus Christi. I'm just north of Corpus Christi, Texas. And there are a couple things going on. So there is a winter storm watch and a freeze warning in effect for this area. In fact, I was in Corpus Christi yesterday I was in Corpus Christi, and yeah, they had ice prevention crews out on the road. Anyway, so right now about an hour ago it was mid 40s. That was kind of the low, and it's dropping, so it's already down to like 43 degrees right now. But yeah, I'm out here. I'm actually on the lake. I'm out on a pier, and I'm camping right over here, so I can walk out on this pier and I can do some fishing. So this is public waters. You would need a fishing license for that, and yes, I have one. But this is a pretty crazy area. Like I said, maybe I'll do another video, no promises, but maybe we can do another video where we talk about the what's going on in the area. So I'd like to go over a couple of things in this video about what I've been dealing with. Like I said, it's kind of like an update video. But yeah, so last time I didn't have any issues with freezing. In fact, it didn't really, the wind, right about 7 p.m. that evening, the wind started dying down. So there was no risk of wind chill, freezing pipes or anything like that. So, hindsight's 2020, but who knew the wind was gonna just die off. It wasn't going to persist over the night. And but this one's a little different. This one, the temperatures are actually going to be in the mid 30s, the low 30s. And yeah, so with the wind chill, I've been checking it. This one's a little more serious. This one has to do with that I don't know, that Arctic freeze thing. But yeah, I want to go over that, just kind of how I'm preparing for that, and also a couple other things. So let's head over to the RV right now and see what I got going on there. Yeah, so the wind's coming in from this direction, I guess from the north, I want to say. And so what I do is I tried to get my truck in here to block as much as I could, but yeah, I got some pretty big trees above me. Hopefully there won't be any trouble from the wind on that. But yeah, the idea here is that I went ahead and disconnected all the hoses, and I had some foam that I use to manage my mounting, or my monitor. I have my secondary monitor, and so and anyway, I use foam when I'm in road mode, when I'm traveling, to wrap up my monitor. And so anyway, I grabbed a piece of that and I actually put it around the water bib here. But yeah, I'm all disconnected, and well, I got the electricity hooked up. Hopefully that'll stay working. But yeah, I got the hoses disconnected, and I think I'm ready to go. Get the door closed here. So that's a little better. So right now I am using one of the Flexzilla hoses that I bought. I actually went ahead and put those little barbed connectors onto that hose, and so I'm using that, and it seems to be working out pretty good. So my old 0G hose, I went ahead, I actually sliced that thing open, take a look inside, and I'll tell you what, it doesn't look much different than what the inside of some of my PEX hoses look like. And yeah, the only problem with it was just really, really thin, and it leaked. The inside diameter was 1/2 inch on that hose. So at any rate, I don't want to go too much into all that jazz, but I did, I did the usual. I purchased certain size hose clamps and the barbed adapters, and I got all those things all hooked up, and it's working a lot better than what I had thought. And I think mainly is that I'm using shorter hoses, so I didn't. And then that's probably going to be something I'm going to be doing moving forward, is instead of just having a 25-foot long hose or a 30-foot long hose, just have, you know, a couple small sections that I can piece together as I needed. So at any rate, I got all that pulled in, and it's actually currently the filter and actually the hoses, they're all right here in this pile of mess, really. But yeah, I got a plastic bag around my filter and whatnot, so that's sitting there. Now I got some grand plans in general, and I kind of want to touch on you know, what those projects are. But I also want to talk about you know, how things have been working out with some of the other stuff, like this mattress. So this mattress, I'm really loving it. I'm so happy with it. The only negative that I have is that it's super narrow. And so what that means is that I chose it to be this narrow, so I can't really complain about it. But I mean, as far as how comfortable I am when I'm sleeping, I mean, the only thing I think is, you know, if I could just have it be a little bit wider, but that's just not possible here because I need to have, you know, a nice workstation set up that I can just kind of, you know, go back and forth without having to transform my workstation to jump into bed. So I like this setup here. It's working out pretty good. But yeah, I'm all getting ready to do some video editing. And so, yeah, I've been having my head up here, the pillow up on this side here. And I like that because I have these, being a toy hauler, I have these vents right here. But yeah, I can throw the pillow over on that end and then watch movies that I've been downloading on my repurposed laptop. So I have this as dedicated to download movies like from Amazon or whatever. And I've been using the Wi-Fi for the first time, really. I've been using, you know, like the public Wi-Fi at some RV places. So there's Wi-Fi here at this Texas State Park, and for some reason I can't download Amazon. I think it has Amazon Movies, and I think it just has to do with filters that they put in place with their firewall. But at any rate, I've been able to use it. It's been working. I've been enjoying that. Oh yeah, I'm kind of around the weather stuff too. So this is my tire pressure monitor system. And what I do is I go ahead, when it gets cold, I just bring that in here. And so I do have, I did purchase a thermometer that I have sitting out here in this, right here, so I can kind of see what's going on outside. But yeah, this thing, it works great because I get a temperature on each side of the trailer. I mean, each of the wheels has a temperature sensor, so I know like the cold side versus you know, the other side that's maybe not in the wind. And yeah, since we're talking about it, I do have like a little space heater here, and what I do is I'll open up the cabinets so that I don't have, so that I can allow some of the ambient warm air from the cabin to go into the cabinet and kind of up against the wall where my fittings are, because those fittings, the connectors for my hookups, they're right here. And really, those are the first things that freeze. So at any rate, that's what I do. I usually have more water than this on hand. If I think it's going to be freezing, I would typically have 4 gallons minimum at the ready. But I got a couple gallons, and I have some bottled water here, so that's good. The other thing I did then is I just, I've been capturing some of my gray water, and I'll just have that on standby so that I can flush my toilet in case the pipes do freeze and that sort of thing. So, but yeah, then as far as other projects that I got going on, one thing that I purchased recently was this kind of, well, it's just like a power outlet center. It has a bunch of USB power adapters and also the 12 volt like cigar lighter style adapter here. And what I'd like to do is I purchased an electric blanket right here. And so the idea is that I'll mount this inside one of these, maybe this one here, this little case here, this weather resistant case, or maybe if it'll fit, I'll put it in this weather resistant case. And then I have some special wire that I ordered, and so that's coming in soon. And the idea is I'll just run a wire out of one of these boxes, and I'll have the box, I can take the box in or out of my rooftop tent, and then using Anderson power pole connectors, I'll just have an outside place that on my truck that I can just plug this box in, and I'll have power. So the other thing is, speaking of power, so I do have this concept here of putting lithium batteries inside this area where my microwave used to be. And so to help with that idea, with that thought, I have these things here. So this one specifically is going to be for an Anderson. So they have these Anderson plugs. You know, here's the idea of what those things look like. And so this is a housing for that to help keep dirt and that sort of thing off. So this one would be for the trailer side, and then I have one for the truck side. Now, what are you thinking? Well, what am I thinking is that I'll mount this near the bumper, and then this would just be kind of, have like a couple of wires coming out of where my battery bank is, and then I can plug this into my truck and have my truck charge my battery bank. So that's another little concept thing going on there. Another thing about the truck too is that I have this little extension. This is kind of for my antenna, my Wi-Fi antenna. So what I'm referring to specifically is I have this internet modem, and this is specifically for cellular. So this cellular modem, it can broadcast Wi-Fi, and right now it's here, but I also mount it inside the truck. And what I'd like to do is when it's in the truck, I would like the Wi-Fi antenna to be relocated and not right there. So maybe relocated towards the rear of the vehicle. So that's another little project I got. And then I also purchased these T-rails for like T-bolts. And yeah, the idea here is that I can use the typical mounts. I know there's a couple of brands. I think one's like 67 design or something. And then I don't know. I always forget the names of these mounts. So I have these mounts. I've been using them, but I want to try out some of these rails. Maybe I can relocate some of the gear, and kind of, now that I've been living with it, I can think about that. So that's the other things, and just trying to get more comfortable, right? Comfortable on the road. And speaking of which, so this here is where I put my my cell phone, so I can catch up on YouTube at night, you know, lay in bed, and that's what this is dedicated for. And I really like this mount. Well, the reason why I really like it is it's like $7 at Walmart. But after a while, if you bend it around a lot, it will break. I think like others do. But this one here that, so this is I think my second one that I've purchased of this. And I repurposed the broken one, and I just used a hose clamp and basically mounted it to the windshield of my Chevy Colorado. So now I can have my telephone and my Garmin navigation system and my tire pressure monitoring system kind of all there along the top of the windshield along the passenger side. And the idea also is that I've been using OnX, or not really using it a lot, but I'm trying out OnX maps. I don't know what, don't ask me about the whole thing, but it seems like those maps are that software. It only works either through you know, your iPhone application. I'm sorry, your iPhone operating system or an Android operating system. So you have to purchase it through through the App Store or through like Google Play. Google Play is the one. And so at any rate, it doesn't seem like onX has an option to use the navigation on these off-road trails, to use the navigation via like say a web browser or something like that. So I'm trying to find a solution around there, but at any rate, what I was getting at is I like these mounts, and I've been kind of adding on to that. So I've been thinking about the truck a lot, and so that's kind of some of the stuff we got going on here. But yeah, I mean, that's kind of, I think that's enough. but anyway, that's what I've been thinking about as far as trying to make things more comfortable. I've been really comfortable. I mean, it has been really comfortable. And I've been learning about getting things shipped to where I need them and planning that stuff out. So that's been, it's been a large learning curve. Maybe not a large learning curve, but I've been learning that I can actually still get things done and still get the projects done, and get my hands on the products that I need and that sort of stuff. But what I do need is I need to purge some things. I know I have stuff in here, so that'll be, I guess, maybe another project, or that's always an ongoing thing, but that'll be another project that I need to take care of. Getting rid of some of the excess weight. So I did find a CAT scale nearby that I can actually weigh the left side and the right side of my truck. Normally there's these newer scales, they all seem like they're elevated, or they have metal rails that keep you directly on the scale. And so I finally found one nearby, and seems like my passenger side on my pickup is a little bit light, and but yeah, and then it's also helping me understand what's going on here, because like I said, I'm going to be putting some lithium batteries up here, so I really have to understand that. And the CAT scales have been helping me out tremendously with my axle weights and understanding my tongue weight, and keeping all that in order. So I've been using the application on my telephone, so that's been a super help too. It's just kind of like, I don't know. So the application, the CAT, it's like a Weigh My Truck, I think is what it's called. And yeah, download that app. I've been using it. It's been awesome. So, all right. So that kind of, that sums things up there. And then as far as the channel moving forward, I'm just really excited about the year ahead. And I'm hoping that I can get these kind of projects in place and get out and enjoy the camping life. But yeah, I got to reimagine some of the things that I've been using. So yeah, there's going to be a purge in the kitchen, maybe a different cooking arrangement. I already got rid of the steel griddle that I was using, and it's not that I don't like the idea of having a griddle. I've been kind of calculating my weights and everything, and I'm pushing the limits here, and I really have to budget my weight. Everything has to be budgeted. I've been doing okay for space. Like, I got space to place things, but yeah, I don't want too much stuff. So that's where I'm at. And the other thing, there is one thing I forgot to mention. So I've been contemplating about posting some vids editing and then publishing some videos that I filmed about a year ago around the Chevy Colorado, and they weren't really super critical, but you might see those in the future. I just wanted to mention it, but I'll do an introduction to the videos so that you guys know it was kind of like older footage that I'm just kind of throwing out there, because it seems like some people are, they're liking some of the videos that I've posted about the Chevy Colorado and some of the mods that I did. Maybe, yeah, I guess they're mods. But yeah, I got some things about like, how I mounted the antennas, or, how I penetrated the firewall, or just things like that. So just thought I'd throw that out there. But yeah, I'm in Texas still, and I'm a little bit south of where I was the other day, but we'll see where I'm heading to next. I don't really know. I'm definitely trying to stay out of freezing weather. Oh yeah. So I have to plan all of my travels and it maybe, I don't know. I have another project on the Chevy Colorado. So I ordered something for the Chevy Colorado, and I'm going to be mounting that. So, and it's not super light. It's not super heavy. It's probably about the same weight as what I'm planning with my batteries here. So, but at any rate, when I mount that on the Chevy Colorado, I'm going to be running wires and things. If you recall, you know, I was talking about using this stuff here, and I want to power up my battery bank here. I don't know exactly where I can put my wires. So I have some, I'm kind of like waiting for one thing to happen so that I can work on another project. So at any rate, I'm putting all those pieces together. And yes, it even has to do with where I'm going to be traveling to. So I've been, because I got to make sure that I can find a place where I can actually do work on my truck. So, so that's kind of where I'm at. I'm kind of rambling a little bit, but I don't want to let the cat out of the bag too much. But I want to let you guys know that, you know, I want to put this stuff together, and I want to go out and I want to have fun. And it's crazy how cool it is that I can, I don't know, just these different creature comforts. I mean, if the electric blanket thing works out, I don't know, it's pretty exciting if you ask me. But at any rate, I think that's it. I'm going to close this one out. Enough said. I don't want to be rambling on and on and on and on. I really appreciate you guys tuning in. And yeah, I'll see you on the next video. Take care, everyone. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.